Alrighty, everybody, we are back today with In the Clutches of Chaos with Solo Akachi. If you've been following this campaign along so far, things have, well, not been going well, to say the least. We have currently 9 trauma, as you can see on screen here in our campaign log. I have not chosen not to spend any experience. We have 1 XP left, but with only 1 XP, there really wasn't much I wanted to upgrade in the deck, unfortunately, so we're kind of just stuck with the build we had last time. If you're just catching this campaign for the first time, I would recommend that you check out my YouTube channel and go back and watch the first couple of scenarios, as they were actually fairly interesting, and I think they really helped to solidify my feelings about the Mystic class and how you kind of just get stuck with what you get, and there's really Mystics have a hard time setting up quickly, and it really shows in their solo play. So yeah, so we're 9 trauma going into scenario 7 here. 5 of it being physical trauma, and Akachi only has 6 health, so really we could die at pretty much any time here. But we're gonna try to do our best here and hope that we can just survive long enough to get a resolution. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and read the intro here. After what you saw at the Invisited Isle, your faith in humanity is on thin ice. You feel like a wayward spirit wandering the streets with no destination in mind. You wish you could just return home and forget everything that had happened in the last few weeks, but you know that it's just a pipe dream. After hours of aimless meandering, you snap back to reality when you realize you've wandered into Independence Square. A soft breeze carries a trail of brittle leaves across the grass of the clearing, drawing your eyes upward. There, sitting amidst a circle of autumn-colored leaves, sits Anna Caslow. Her eyes are closed in a deep trance, her fingers pressed against the temples of her head. Laid out in the grass in front of her is a wool blanket, and on top of that, a circle of overlapping face-down tarot cards. You approach and take a seat in front of the fortune teller. It's only now that you realize just how sore and tired you are. Ain't that the truth? Every one of your muscles aches with pain, and it takes a significant amount of effort for you to not immediately pass out. Check the campaign log. If the investigators are never seen or heard from again, proceed to intro 2, otherwise skip to intro 3. Okay, we go to intro 3. Anna opens her eyes. I was wondering when we would meet again. You wonder aloud how she could possibly not know when everything else she has predicted has come to pass. Your remark earns you a hearty chuckle from the soothsayer. That doesn't mean I know everything, my dear. She runs her fingers across the circle of cards. I suspect the past few weeks have been quite arduous for you. Are you here for more guidance? You grimace. This all began with a reading of your fortune. What makes you think another reading will make all this go away? Proceed to intro 4. Before you can answer, Anna turns over the card closest to her. It depicts a furtive hooded figure with 5 swords embedded in the ground around it. Others cower and flee before the victorious figure. A maelstrom of dark clouds brew over its head. Above the image reads, 5 of Swords. You may feel as though you have been defeated, but you must not give in to despair. The battle may be over, but your struggle has not yet ended. Misery catches in your throat. You want nothing more for this nightmare to be over, but Anna's words ring true. You know that this will not end unless you put an end to it yourself. A flash of light burns across the sky, followed swiftly by a resounding crack of thunder. The clouds above are not natural. Phantasmal shapes shift and turn with the mist above. If you listen closely, you can faintly hear their howls of pain and sadness drifting in the wind. It has begun, Anna utters quietly. You rise to your feet, ignoring your exhaustion, your pain, and your fear. Alright, so there's a decent amount of setup, it looks like here. We have, let's see, we gather all these cards. And then we have to randomly choose one of each of the locations. And then we begin play in south side. Okay. Let's go ahead and check the map here. So we begin play here. And we have to choose each one of these locations at random. And remove the other copies from the game. Shuffle these up. Put that one there. We'll shuffle these ones up. Put that there. Shuffle these ones up. Put that there. Shuffle these ones up. Put them there. Shuffle these ones up. Put that there. And then we'll go ahead and shuffle up this last location and put it here. And then I'm just going to put these over here in this play area for now. Okay. And then we have to check the campaign log. If Annette Mason is possessed by evil, we have to perform the following. Thankfully, Tabletop Simulator and the person who creates this mod is very nice enough to just set up these bags here depending on your campaign results. So all you really have to do is just go place and you're good to go. It pretty much auto sorts out the spare locations and the differences in the encounter deck, which is just really nice and handy, which is part of why I prefer playing on this platform versus Octagon, or I think there's another one too, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But I think, oops, let's go ahead and mark that down to 0. And let's see here. All right, so we've got all the locations and various things in play here. We have all the things set aside. And then we just have to, let's see, choose 2 different locations and place a breach on those locations. That's right. So this scenario has a special mechanic in it called breaches and incursions. So in this scenario, doom doesn't occur at the usual rate. Instead, breaches, represented by resource tokens, are placed on locations. When enough breach tokens have been placed on a single location, an incursion happens, which adds doom to that location and causes breaches to open in connecting locations. So our primary goal is to prevent the incursions from happening by removing breaches from the locations. So certain locations will have certain actions that say, like test this. If you succeed, remove a breach from this location or something like that. So you'll see that as the course of the game goes on. So let's see. Breaches are primarily placed on locations via the ability on Agenda 1A, which says when doom would be placed, instead place 1 breach on a number of different random locations equal to 1 more than the number of investigators. So basically what you do is you shuffle up the extra set aside locations and do that. So some people I think use a dice too. Let's double check how many locations there are total. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we might just want to spawn a D8 here. Whoops. That's not what I want. Objects. Components. Die. Plastic. D8. There we go. I'll just go ahead and scale that up just so it's easier to see there. Alright. Alright, so I think we have everything else all set. And then as you can see here as well, there is a second forced ability that states that when the locations have 3 breaches on them, an incursion happens. And I think with that we are all set here. Yeah, and then that's just the suggested locations and yada yada yada. Okay. So yeah, as I was saying earlier, we have 9 drama, so really anything in the encounter deck can kill us. So let's take a quick look at the deck I have here. I think our primary goal is to get an ally like Renfield out as quickly as possible so that we can have a means of soaking up some damage. I really wish we had something like, oh, what's the spell that's like Clarity of Mind, Healing Words, I think. I wish we, I kind of wish we had that or Thermos in our deck now. I don't even know what I would take out, honestly. Probably Ritual Candles or something like that. My card's been pretty underwhelming. So let's just go ahead and shuffle up the decks here. We'll shuffle up the encounter deck here as well. And let's draw our opening hand. Alright, so we draw Drawn to the Flame, Deny Existence, Ritual Candles, and Shriveling. Let's see, I think we have to do something with the locations as well. Oops. Yeah, I'll just flip this over. Right, we have to start with the breaches in play, I believe. Yeah, so choose 2 different locations in play. Place 1 breach on each of those locations. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we get a 3. So 1, 2, 3. So breach goes here, and then we'll roll this again. And we get a 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And a breach here as well. So our location says discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck and move 1 breach from south side to the current act. Choose a power treachery discarded by this effect and resolve the revelation ability if able. Okay, so that doesn't really help us at all, but we'll have to get rid of that somehow. So as far as our hand goes, I almost want to keep one of these just in case we die. So I'm gonna pitch this. I've been really not sold on ritual candles. So let's pitch that, and let's pitch Drawn to the Flame for the time being. I think most of our game plan is just to survive and hopefully kill stuff. So with that, let's go ahead and draw 3 new cards here. All right, so we draw Drawn to the Flame, Holy Rosary, and a Renfield. That's pretty solid. So let's go ahead and spend our first action and 2 resources to play Renfield. Let's go ahead and spend our second action to get down our Shriveling. It's going to come into play with 5 charges. 4 normally, and then 1 with Akachi. Alright, so that was our second action, and then third action... Oops. Let's use our third action to go ahead and move into this location. Alright, so the Merchant's District is 3 Shrouds, 0 Clues, and then it has a fast action that says spend 2 resources to move 1 breach from Merchant District to the current act. So let's just check the current act here. So, it has a fast action that says remove 3 breaches from this act to place a clue on a random location. When the investigators have collected the requisite number of clues, they may spend them to advance, and when this act advances, move all breaches onto it to the next act. Okay. So, that was our turn. There are no enemies, so let's move into upkeep here. Let's go ahead and remember to shuffle these cards back into our deck here. So let's gain a resource and draw a single card here. Let me draw a copy of Wither. That's not too bad. I was hoping for a way to investigate, but thankfully we don't have to do too much of that right now. So let's go ahead and let's move into Mythos phase here. We'll add a Doom. Oh no, sorry, we will not add a Doom. We have to do this, so let's see, it's 1 breach, and then equal to 1 more than, okay, so we need to place 2 breaches. So let's go ahead and roll the die again here. All right, we get 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now let's roll again here. 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brutal. All right, so let's go ahead and draw our encounter card. We draw On the Wings of Darkness. Fun. Okay, so test agility 4. Oh my god, so this could kill us. Alright, so if we fail, we have to take a damage and a horror and then disengage from each Night Gaunt and move to a central location. We can't commit this because we need it to cancel the damage if we fail. Let's just test. We have literally nothing to help us, so 3 versus 4 here. We get a Skull, which is minus X, where X is 1 higher than the total amount of Doom and breaches on your location, which I believe is currently 1. So that's a minus 2, so we fail. And then we have to use our Deny Existence to cancel the damage. Whoops. Take a horror. And then we have to move to a central location. which I believe is here. Yep. Alright, so we basically just wasted an action there, but that's okay. At least we didn't die. Alright, so we're on turn 2, investigation phase. Let's use Renfield to add a Doom. Let's gain a resource. We could move and then do this. We could try to do this. Power treachery. I mean, if it's a willpower test, we actually have a decent chance of passing it. So that's a thing. I just worry that we'll get another like Night Gaunt, and then we'll be screwed. But let's try it. I mean, we got to do something here. We could alternatively move to French Hill, but I kind of like. Let's just move here. Let's spend our 2 resources to move that. We'll move this onto the act deck. Alright, so that's our first action. Second action, let's move here. And then let's just move here with our last action. Alright, 4 Shrouds, 0 Clues. It has a action that says test willpower 2 for each point you succeed by. Move 1 breach from French Hill to the current act. Okay. So that's pretty good for us. That'll be a test that we can probably pass. Alright, so we have no actions left. There's no enemies on the board, thankfully. We'll move back into upkeep. I'll refresh Renfield. Gain a resource. Draw a card here. We draw a Word of Protection. That's a really handy draw for us right now. The more of these and denying existences that we see, the better. And possibly enemies too, depending on what we draw. So let's go into Mythos phase here. Let's do the old breach thing here. We get a 2, so 1, 2. And then we have to roll again. And we get a 7. Nice. So that actually is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. So we might actually be able to get rid of both of those at the same time. That would be really helpful. Alright. So that's that part of the Mythos phase. Let's draw our encounter card here, and we draw Chaos Manifest. Test willpower 3. Place 1 breach on X different random locations where X is the amount you fail by. So we're currently at a 6 willpower with Renfield here. So I think we'll just test 3 versus 6. Chaos Bag says 0. Nice. Alright. That bought us some time. So that's cool. Let's move into investigation phase. Oops. And then let's go ahead and use this as our first action. So we're going to be testing 2 versus 6. Chaos Bag says -2, so we pass by 2. So we put both of these onto the act deck. So nice. Alright, so we get to remove 3 breaches, and then we get to place a clue on a random location. So let's go ahead and give the old die roll. We get 3. 1, 2, 3. So we put a clue on the Merchant District. It has 3 Shroud, so that's something we might be able to investigate, or hopefully just draw into the Flame 1 location if we get lucky. So that was our first action. Second action, let's go here. We do have a Ward of Protection, so we can try to do this. Alternatively, we could move here and try that. I don't hate that. It's important to stop the incursion here. So, so if we got like really unlucky and got two of these on and one single Mythos phase, that would really suck. But I think that's a gamble worth taking. So let's just move. Actually, let's move here. All right. So we're in Uptown, and then it has an action that says move and discard from your hand. Move and discard a card from your hand, and move a breach from Uptown to the current act. Plus 1 additional breach for each agility icon on that card. Well, unfortunately for us, that's not really going to be very helpful, but we can at least choose and discard a card from my hand to move a breach, so that's not the end of the world. Alright, so it was first action, do this, second action, move, third action, move. Alright, so that was our turn. Still no enemies, but we move into upkeep here, and I guess while in enemy phase, I'm just going to quickly do this to get a resource. And then we'll move into upkeep where I'll gain another resource and draw a card. We draw a premonition. That's also a good draw. Let's get our actions back here. Turn 3. No doom, but we do place breaches. Go ahead and give this a roll here. We get a 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then we'll go ahead and roll again. And we get a 1. Okay. At Hangman's Hill. Okay. So that's that part of the Mythos phase. Let's go ahead and draw a card here. We draw another Chaos Manifest. I'm okay with drawing these pretty much all the time, so that's no problem with me. Let's test 3 versus 6 here. Chaos Bag says -1. Alright, we pass. Been getting pretty lucky with this scenario. We have 6 cards. Do we have a need for this Holy Rosary? We have 3 resources. Let's gain a resource with Renfield. We could play Rosary. Could play Wither. I don't think we'll need to. Let's... First action. Let's play Rosary. Let's... Second action. Yeah, no, seriously. How you doing, Solar J? Nice to see you again. So let's see. We're second action. We could discard this Wither. It's not a bad idea. I think considering the board here, discarding a Wither is not terrible. We could go here and test our luck, but I think I'm going to spend a second action to discard this Wither to get rid of that breach. Do that. And then we have 1 action left this turn, which I'm going to go ahead and move back up to the Merchant District with my last action. So still no enemies. We'll move into upkeep, refresh Renfield, gain a resource, draw a card. Ooh, second premonition. I think we're mostly getting lucky in this scenario because we don't necessarily need a way to get clues right away. We have time to draw into our important cards, but hopefully we can get a Rite of Seeking or a Sixth Sense soon here. That would be most helpful. But let's move into Mythos phase and do this old random jandling. We get a 3. So 1, 2, 3. I'm really glad I moved back into the Merchant District. So we're going to need to spend some resources to get rid of this. Thankfully, we have Renfield, so we can kind of stave that off for the time being. And then let's roll again here. And we get a 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we need to get down to South Church, too. That's getting bad. Alright, so that was that portion of the Mythos phase. Let's draw our encounter card. Diabolic Voices. This is the first one we've drawn, I believe, but let's make a double check here. Yep. So it's just base difficulty 3, and we have a willpower of 7 currently. So we're testing 3 versus 7 here. Number of doom and breaches on our location, which I believe is -3. So we still pass. So we're at 4 out. 6, 7, yeah. So very nice. So we pass, and then we move into investigation phase here. Alright. So, how many resources do we have? We have 4 resources, so we could gain a resource. It would be -4, but we would still pass because there's this doom from Renfield. All right, so we have 4 resources. I'm going to spend some resources to get rid of these. Oops. As we spend all of our money to do this. I wish I was Preston. I wish I was Preston right now. That'd be really helpful. Right. So we do that, and then we can also, as a fast action, spend these to get a clue on a random location. So let's do that as well. Alright, loaded die. Help me out here. We get a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a clue in Rivertown now. So this has 3 Shroud here. Is it worth drawing to the flame? I don't think so. We could Premonition, but we really don't have much for icons. Let's first action. Let's first action move. Second action move again. I think we need to contain this. They are not actually. Oh, are they? Let's see. Blue triangle, blue triangle. Yeah, they are. Weird. That must be a tabletop thing. Yeah, they are connected. I don't think I'm gonna go here anyway for the time being. I think it's better to go down here and try to do this. Alright, 2 Shroud, 0 clues. Discard an asset from play to move all breaches from the South Church to the current act, and then it has a resign. Alright, so worst comes to the worst, we can just resign. So that's helpful. It's also helpful that we could get rid of the Doom there. Alternatively, we could get rid of this Rosary. It's not wholly necessary, but and it would allow us to get those breaches and then start getting all these clues. Could draw a card and hope for the best, but I think it's better to spend our last action to discard this Rosary. We could soak Horror onto Renfield as well. So let's do that. I think it's worth... Oops. I think it's worth it. Oops. We'll go ahead and put those there, and then that was our last action. Still no enemies, thankfully. And then we'll move into upkeep here. Gain a resource. Draw another card. We draw a second copy of Shriveling. Yeah, I agree. Very, very apt. Alright, let's move into Mythos phase here, and let's give this die a roll. We get a 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, now I'm feeling pretty good about our decision to spend our money to do that. Alright, let's give this a roll again. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we place a breach here. Okay, we're still in need of Sixth Sense or Rite of Seeking, some way to investigate and get these clues. But aside from that, we do at least have a Drawn to the Flame to help us out. So we're gonna hope for the best there in that regard. But let's go ahead and draw our encounter card. Ooh, Toil and Trouble, Peril, Revelation. You must either resolve the Revelation ability on the topmost power treachery in the discard pile, or resolve an incursion. What is the topmost power card? Oh, I'd be willing to do that. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that top option. So resolve the revelation ability on the topmost treachery card. Alright, so we have to make a willpower test. We have to test willpower 3, and we're currently at a 7, so I'm pretty okay with that. Alright, 3 versus 7, Chaos Spike says. Haha! Yes! Excellent. So we'll go ahead and put a charge on our Arch Riveling. Well, I'm really surprised how well this is going. I really thought we were going to die like turn 2 here. I think we're actually on turn 5. I think I missed a turn. Alright, so Mythos Face has been pretty mild, all things considered, so far. We are in investigation phase of turn 5. We could move up here. Alternatively, we could move up here. I'm pretty okay with doing this. So let's go here. That's our first action to move. Let's resolve this fast action. So we're gonna go ahead and discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. We discard a curse. Ooh, we discard a demonic piping, which is a power. And we discard Bedeviled. Oh, thank God, I hate that card. That is everyone's worst nightmare, I think. Okay. So we discard the top 3 cards and move a breach from south side to the current act, and then we choose a power discarded by this effect and resolve its ability of Able. Okay, so we have to resolve that, we have to resolve this, where is it? This demonic piping. Alright, so if he's in play, deal horror, which he's not, otherwise put him next to the agenda deck. And then when we have 3 of them, we have to spawn the Piper of Azathoth. But hopefully it doesn't get to that. Let's spend 3 resources here. And then let's spawn a clue at a random location. Alright, we draw 3. 1, 2, 3. Nice! Woo! The Surge? Oh yeah, that's a good call. It does. I would assume it does. Yeah, good call on that one. Alright. No. You gotta be kidding me. Alright, so we'll go ahead and surge again. Alright, Primordial Gateway. Revelation attached to a random location. Place breaches on it until there are exactly 3 breaches on it. Treat the attached location as if it were blank. And then in action, we can test Intellect or Willpower 4 to close the Primordial Gateway. It's okay. Somebody has to keep me honest. Alright, so let's, Is this worth warding? I feel like it might be. Yeah, let's do that then. So we'll have to take a horror, and then we'll ward that. And then we'll go ahead and use Renfield to gain a resource. Alright, so second action. Let's move. We're going to go here, and then with our last action, we're going to play Drawn to the Flame. There it is. There's an enemy, of course. So it spawns at the place with the fewest breaches. Breaches. It has Hunter, and it has a forced effect that says, after Witness of Chaos enters a location, you have to place a breach on that location, and it deals a horror and a damage of, or deals a damage and a horror. So let's see, spawns at the fewest breaches, which is currently a lot of them. I'm gonna spawn it all the way over here in the Silver Twilight Lodge. I'll go ahead and place a breach there. I think that's probably the best. Has a victory point. You might just want to evade that, like use Premonition and evade it. But we'll see. Alright, but I get these 2 clues. So that's cool. Nice. Alright, so that was my turn. Let's move into enemy phase where this guy will move. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but that's okay. Because now he's just going to move and move to a bunch of locations. But I can't take damage, so that's a thing. Alright, so that's enemy phase. Upkeep. Gain a resource. Draw a card. Ooh, Spirit Speed. Whoop. That I did not mean to do. Just meant to refresh that. There we go. Alright, we'll get our actions back here as well. Turn 6. Let's go ahead and do the old breachy breach. Wow. Drawn so many 3s. 1, 2, 3. Randomize it up. And we get, what do we get? An 8. Well, that's brutal. Sorry, I had to mute my mic. I live near an airport, so that's fun. Well, crap. I figured that was going to happen at some point. But we have 2 clues, so that's not nothing. Let's see, we have, what? Should have 1. No. I thought we had a breach, but we don't. Alright, so yeah, so that happened. Gross. Now let's draw our encounter card. Wow, we have drawn all of these. I'm okay with seeing this card, though. So we're at a 6. So we're testing 3 versus 6. Chaos Spike says a 0. Woo! Very nice. Alright, sweet. So, that was Mythos phase. Let's move into investigation phase here. Let's gain a resource with Renfield. Let's spend 2 resources to do this. And then, let's see. So we could move, evade. That seems dumb. Alternatively, we could just let a breach be placed here. We could spend an action, gain a resource, do this. And then move. Let's use our first action to just move here. So we'll move into Rivertown. Rivertown has 3 Shroud, currently has 1 clue, and it has an action that says choose and discard a card from your hand to move a breach from Rivertown to the current act, plus 1 additional breach for each intellect icon on that card. So, that's an option for us now. Don't really want to do that. We could try to Premonition and kind of use this as Unexpected Courage. We need a... Problem with that is if we draw like a -3, we're SOL. Which really just kind of makes that useless. I think I'd rather save it for when we need to kill this enemy. Choices. We probably don't need this second copy of Shriveling. Alternatively as well. This is a tough choice. I could use my second action to move and then try to evade it. Like play Premonition and see what happens. So I guess I'll do that. I'll play Premonition first. Ooh, a +1, cool. Alright, well that kind of changes things. I'm getting really lucky with this bag today. I think the past couple of weeks it's just been unnecessarily cruel to me. So we could just straight up investigate and get a clue, and then we could advance. I don't know if we want to advance right now, but do we have to advance? Let's see. Yeah, we have to immediately advance, and then move all the breaches onto it instead of the next act. Okay. Alternatively, we could move and evade. That seems pretty bad. I think I'd rather get a clue. So let's just do that. we're gonna investigate. Second action, 2 versus 3, and then we'll go ahead and draw this +1. And then that'll be that. We'll get this clue, and then we have to immediately spend it in advance. So we have 3 clues now. Oops. There we go. All right, that gets discarded. Let's go ahead and advance here. Annette Mason, fun. Why is it sideways? Don't do this to me. There we go. All right. So she, oh wow, she's a beastie enemy. 5 combat, 6 health, 3 evade. Humanoid witch servitor elite spawns at Hangman's Hill. It has alert and hunter. Annette Mason gets -2 health for each clue controlled by an investigator. After 1 or more breaches are placed on Annette Mason's location, each investigator must either take a damage or a horror. No, oh my god, no. Okay, that's... wow. Alright, so she spawns here. We're gonna need some clues. Maui wowie. Oy vey. That's gross. Alright, but we have an action left. This guy's gonna hunt us, and she's also going to hunt us. Yay. I don't know if I want to do any of these other actions right now. I can't afford to take damage. Ever. So... crap baskets. Let's just go here with our last action. So that'll be my turn. And then we'll move into enemy phase. So this guy, let's move him here. Put a breach here. And then Annette Mason is also going to hunt. And she will move to here. Each clue controlled by an investigator. Alright. No. There we go. Alright, so we have to defeat Annette Mason by either killing her or getting enough clues. So we have some time. Hopefully we can defeat this thing and then we can be on our merry way. So let's move into upkeep. Getting a resource. Ready Renfield in our actions, and then we'll draw a card. Right, new strategy. Run away, run away. Ah, yes! Rite of Seeking. Yes. Excellent. Now we just need resources. Alright, we're on turn 7. Let's go into Mythos phase and do the old breachy breach. Roll the die here. Ooh, a 2. Okay. Breach here, and then an 8. Oh, fun. Okay. I think I have to resolve this forced effect first. Yeah, so each investigator has to take a damage or a horror. So I have to take a horror. Actually, I could take a damage and put it on Renfield. We're gonna do that. We're gonna take a damage and put it on Renfield. Thanks, pal. Appreciate it. And then 8, so we have to resolve this. And then 1 goes here. These go away, and then we have to place a doom. Okay, that's fun. We could try to just kill Annette Mason, too. That's, like, entirely a possibility if we could get 1 clue. And then fight her and kill her. But I think our plan this coming turn is to kill this stupid thing. Okay, so we place the breaches and we have to draw an encounter card. Oh, come on. No. Then we gotta waste our time killing this stupid thing. Oh, that's annoying. 3/4/1 Hunter. When you attempt to evade the Night God, double the negative modifier on each revealed Chaos token. Ay vey. Alright, well, so much for that. Let's move into investigation phase. Let's use Renfield to gain a resource. Let's take a look at the board here. Alright, so both of these enemies are gonna come at us, which is real sad, Panda. A net mason will kill us, straight up. This will also kill us. Ay vey. So we need to go this way. We need to go back to Rivertown, if at all possible this turn. Let's start the turn by playing Premonition. Okay, so that would be a -4 to evade. So we can't do that. So we're gonna have to kill this thing the hard way. So we're gonna first action Shriveling. And then we'll get the -2. So we're currently a 6 versus 3. And that would deal 2 damage. Alright, and then second action, we'll just go ahead and fight it again. 6 versus 3 again. Oh no, sorry, 6, 7, 8 versus 3. Chaos Bag says -1. Alright. Whew. Kill the Night Gaunt. He did. Discard that. We have 1 action left, and that's probably just going to be to move in a... we can't just move in a Rivertown. This thing will kill our Renfield. I think we have to, though, unfortunately. Yeah. I think that's how it's unfortunately gonna have to be. We're gonna have to move here with our last action. And then, unfortunately, I think our Renfield's gonna have to die during enemy phase. Oy vey. At least Renfield tanked all the damage. So this guy will engage us. And then we'll put a breach as well here. It will engage us and kill our Renfield. Alright, that's enemy phase. Oh wait, I forgot to move Annette Mason as well. I'm gonna put her up here, I think. Yeah, I know. I was lucky. My opening hand was pretty good. I was thankful for that. But let's move into upkeep here. I'll gain a resource and we'll draw a card. Draw Unexpected Courage. That's a good draw. That will hopefully come in handy when we need to evade. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, but we'll see. I think if we can manage one clue, or if we can manage to get a turn where we can fight, we should be okay, but I'm worried. I'm worried that we're just gonna die to this trigger. So let's hopefully not. So let's go ahead and do the incursion. Oh, come on. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so we have to take a horror. Oops. And... oh my god, are you kidding me? What the hell? I have to take a horror here. Like, that's the only way I can die. I know. I've drawn so many 3s. I probably should have just put her in the other location. Well, that's that. So that's fun. My plan was to attack this, kill this, and move. So yeah, like my general plan was to hopefully do that, and then we'd have to either move here, then let Annette Mason move here and hope for the best. Yeah, so sad. But at least we survived to the 8th scenario. So I mean, that's a thing, right? Right? That's a thing. Well, I mean, things could have gone worse. So, like, I'm pretty happy about the fact that we survived to turn 8, I believe. Might have been turn 7. I admittedly was not the best at keeping track of turns this game. But we had 9 trauma going into the scenario. I mean, like, Like, there wasn't much else that we could do at that point. So that's a thing. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and set up for Before the Black Throne. So stick around, and I'll be back in probably about 10 or 15 minutes or so. I do have 1 XP actually, so I might actually buy Thermos with it. So stick around in like 10 or 15 minutes, and I'll be back to set that all up. So stick around.